So first of all, I'm going to share a data with you in which we have to create some sort of charts. What type of charts we are having, that we have to check into it. So just one moment. So let's check what we are having into this data and what type of charts we can create into this. Now we have 5 sheets into this data, which we have to work on. The first sheet contains chart 1, where we have some data of some month are written like January, February, March, April, May, and widgets and sprockets. These are the two, I can say, the features or two of the things which are being created by the company. So let's create a chart into it. What type of chart first of all we are having? So if I go to insert, we have multiple type of charts into it. So first chart is either column or bar chart. So whenever we have to show comparison between the data, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have comparison between them. In that case, we always use a column or a bar chart comparison. Then next it comes to line or area chart. Line and area chart are basically used for showing the trends. Like if I say we have to create a chart of COVID-19 per day cases, then of course we must use a line or an area chart, because 2+ years continuously we are getting some of the cases of COVID-19. It's not a single day when we are having 0 cases. So we have to create a line or area chart over here. Then it comes to a pie chart or a donut chart. Pie or donut is basically one of the chart which can be created when we have to show within 100% how much is a portion. Means from the whole number, how much is a portion. Portion wise data I have to show within 100%. At that time, pie and donut chart will be used. Then this is a hierarchy chart or a tree chart. This is used when we have several categories and columns to check within a whole number. So parts in a whole, but when we have several categories. Pie chart can be used when we have 5 categories, 6 categories, maximum 7 to 8 categories. But when we have 20, 25 categories, pie chart becomes more hectic to identify. So at that time, we basically use this hierarchy chart in that case. Then we have this kind of chart where we have to, like Pareto chart and statistical chart, where we have to talk about the bins. We have to talk about a group. Like I have to check within a group of 5 to 10, how many people are there. I have to check within 11 to 15, how many people are there. 16 to 20, how many people are there. That's what I have to check. So in that case, we have to create this statistical chart with the help of bins in this. And we had multiple type of scatter and waterfall, all these kind of chart. We're also having one of the chart which is known as dual chart, where we can create two charts from a specific data. So let's start from this data set. Here we have a company. Company has two of the objects which they are creating and they are selling it. So let's take example. These are the sales of those products, widgets and sprockets. So I have to create a chart into it. So in this case, we should create a column chart into it. So I just keep my cursor anywhere in the data, anywhere. Just keep the cursor. Go to this drop down, and here we have 2D column and 3D column type of charts. So I just click on this clustered column. And you can see we have a clustered column chart prepared with us. Now, as soon as I created a chart, 2 more tabs has been opened at the top: design and format. So first we have to talk about the design. So design has a lot of things to work on, because this changes your chart working, this changes your chart statistics. So we have to make sure that we should be very, very effective. We should know in a very great way about this chart design. Right. So the very first we start from chart element, add a chart element. So there are a lot of elements which are already added, and there are a lot of elements which are not added. We can add them. So first is axis. Now I can say right now both the axes are there. Primary vertical axis is having the numbers from 0 to 1 lakh, and horizontal axis is having January, February, March, April, May. So I can go on axis. You can see both the axes are there. If you think that one axis is not required, just put the cursor over there, click on it, it will be gone. But right now both the axes are required because ultimately we need required to have both of the things. I can go on axis title. Now January, February, March, April, horizontal. I know it quite well what is written into it. January, February, March, April. If I ask even from the first class student, they will give me the answer. It is a month name. So basically they are the month name. So I don't need to add any title over here. But vertically I need to add a title because it's 0 to 1 lakh. What it is? Is it a sale or is it a purchase or is it a order or anything else? What it is? So we do not know. So I just click on primary vertical. I'll just rename it as sales. So I have added one of the chart element into it. I'll just go back to it, add chart element again. Add chart title. It is already above chart, but it's in chart title. I need to rename it. So for that, what I can do is I can just double click on it. And I can type sales of product. Sales of product. So I have given it sales of product. So when I clearly mentioned sales of product, so why the sales is required? In this case, I can remove this. So always add only those things which is required to the chart. Do not make two fill up chart. Because if you are going to have more and more options available into the chart, it will be not good. It will not look good. Right? Next is data labels. One of the most important factor. So we can put the data labels anywhere. Like I can put the data labels at the center, outside end, inside base, outside end, and data call out. And we have multiple more ways. I'll let you know when we'll go to the customized chart, how we can add more type of data into it. So I do not want to add any of this. Data labels, any of the data label you want to add, like with legend keys or without legend key, it was a legend. You can see at the bottom, it's written widgets and sprockets, widgets with blue and with sprockets. In front of that, it's brown, right? So that widgets is in blue color and sprockets is in brown color. That's a legend which is over there. So now you want to have data table with legend keys or with no legend keys. If you want to add an error bar, of course you can add an error bar over here. You want to add a grid line. I do not like grid lines into the chart. Right now we have primary, major, horizontal level. I can click on it and remove that primary, major, horizontal. We can add grid lines like horizontal, vertical, minor horizontal, minor vertical. We can add legends, none, remove it, right, top, left, where you want to keep it, it's up to you. Let's keep it on bottom only. We can also add a trend line. Let's add a linear trend line on widgets. So you can see it's going continuously down. It's showing it like that in linear. I can remove the trend line. We have certain quick layouts. So we can add any of the layouts over here. We have different type of layouts. When you put the cursor, it will show you what type of layout it is. So sometimes company might ask you to put on a specific layout. So you have to give it on that layout specifically. But I do not want to keep any of the layout. Now, if you do not like the color of it, we have different color sets, scales. We have monochromatic, we have colorful. So I just put a colorful, this color. Now we have different type of chart styles which has been given. So you can put the cursor and see what type of chart style it is. You feel like this is looking good, you can of course have that. You can see you have different types of chart style. I'll just choose this chart style 6. I'll remove the grid lines from here. Now we have another option, which is switch row to column. Column to row and row to column can be switched into it. Means January, February, March, April are going to become the legend, and widgets and sprockets are going to become the columns. Like they will be horizontal axis. Just 1 second. So now I can click on the switch row to column. You can see. Now, if let's take an example, a data has been added into it of June. Now I need to add this June data also into this sheet. So I can select this. We have the design select data option. Right now it is only selected till here. I'll select one more till C7 and okay. June has also been added. June has also been added. If I want to change the chart type, I can change the chart type. You can set string default ones. Any of these you want to create. I want this 3D type. Let's click on OK. That's a little bit 3D. I can move the chart type, chart to some other sheet. So I can click on new sheet and name it as sales. Okay. And now we have a new sheet named as sales, and there we are having this chart. I can again move this chart to object in chart 1. Okay. So it becomes object in chart. Right. So that's what we are having into this particular section of charts. Now, some more formats are there. So you can go on format. This is simple formatting, which is you can do it of your like picture or anything. The same formatting is over here also. Shape fill, shape outline, shape effect. All these effects, of course, you can just put into the shape. So this is just a kind of picture formatting which you are doing. We'll talk about this later on when we talk about more and more about these formats. Now let's move on to chart 3. Here we have two of the data. One data is it's certain version of Excel and number of users. I need to create a chart into it. So of course I have to show that how many people are using Excel 2010, how many are using 2016, 19 and 21. That's what I have to show you. Show someone. So this has to be depicted into a chart, and the chart which I'm going to use right now over here is a pie chart, because this is going to show the proportion of the whole. We just click on this pie. Now that's the chart we are having of pie chart. Now we can, now this is showing, you can see percent as well as the values. But if I only want the values into it, then I can go on this quick layout. And quick layout, you can see we have this percent option available. Layout 6. I click on layout 6, only percentage. I can click on this percentage which has been given. It's increase. Change it to color white. Bold. Click on this. Increase. Now this is a proper chart which we have made. This is also required a chart to be created. So we can create, of course, a pie or a donut chart. So I'll click on donut chart and I'll create a donut chart. Again, I can choose any of these statistics also. This one, I'll just keep the legends at the bottom. We'll expand this. We'll change the legend size.
Rahul, this chart, how you got it? Sorry, in between I lost the internet. How this amount chart?
Click on the data and just go to insert And in place of pie, we have the donut chart over here.
Okay, got it.
I'll also increase the size of this donut.
Rahul,
So
this
that's how,
donut,
sorry.
Rahul, yeah, Rahul, one small doubt. So this donut chart that we have got, exactly if we want to copy and paste it in PPT, can we do that?
Yes, of course we can do it. When you right click on it, you have the option of save as picture also. You can
Okay,
save the chart, same the chart as a picture also.
okay. Otherwise, we will select whole and copy
Yeah, we
paste.
can copy and paste. Control C, Control V.
Okay. Okay, Rahul, thank you.
Now next is chart 2. Here we have some sort of questions has been asked in a survey. So now the consolidated data of the survey is being shown over here. Store locations are convenient. How many have strongly agree, agree, undecided, disagree, strongly disagree. All the questions and their outputs are there. Now I need to create a chart. So if I'm going to create a pie chart, then I have to select one by one to all these questions like this and create a pie chart. So 10 charts will be created when we are going to create a pie chart. But I cannot create a pie chart right now into it. So what the best chart which we are going to create into this is, I select anywhere in the data. I'll just go on this bar chart, but not like this clustered bar. We also have one of the 100% clustered bar, 100% stacked bar, sorry. So we just compare the percentage that each value contributes to a total, show how the percent that each value contributes change over time. So I click on this. I'll just put it at the top of this data and we'll make it a little bit bigger. I'll just drag this to little bit like this. Now I'll just go to chart design and here I'm going to add the data label at the center. Sorry, data labels at the center. Select the value, go to home, make it white, bold, same thing, white, font, bold, white, font, bold. So now this is all we are having into this chart. Now this looks better. We can have all the colors. Of course, if you want to change the color of these backends also, you can select this and change the color from here, whatever color you want to fill. Like I want to make from dark to light. So I just select this dark. This one I'm going to select lighter than that. This is I'm going to select more light than that. This one I'm going to select more light than that. So of course we can just change the color also. It's not necessary that you should have the default colors like this. I have to change the color of this to black. This also I need to change the color of this to black. This also I should change it to black. The rest all is okay. So that's how we can just change the colors, that is from dark to light. We are just changing it in a quick way. So that's also one of the chart we can of course create. Let's go back to chart 4. Now this is a complete 200 days sales data. So I can select anywhere in the data, and I just, since it's a 200 days sale, so of course I have to create a line chart into it. So I just click on line chart. Select this one. And that's a line chart, which I can show that what's the data we are having. Now, one more chart I'm going to create into this data also. This is having calls and sales data, same which we use for pivot also. So I'll click anywhere in the data. I just click on, right now I'm just going to click on this combo chart, because here we should have two different charts which are going to work as a combo. So I'll just click on create combo chart because we have two aspects into it. Now, what type of combo you require? You require calls as a clustered column and lines, sales as a line chart, or this kind of, or this kind of. What type of chart you require? You can create according to it. So I'll say let's have this one, but in both of them, I want it should be a line chart. And sales will be depicted on the secondary line, secondary axis, and calls will be shown on primary axis. I click on OK. So now I should mention over here where we have sales and where we have calls. So I just go and access titles, primary vertical, and I'll name it as calls. I'll name it as sales, so that people will get to know that where is sales and where is calls. One more chart I'm going to show over here. Let's take an example. I need to check sales within difference of 5, 75 to 80, 80 to 85, 85 to 90, like that we have to show. So I'll first of all select this year and month. Now I'm going to select with control sales, control shift down arrow key. Now I'll just go and insert, and here we have the option of this histogram chart. So I have created this histogram, but the problem is it's by default showing sales within points 75 to 82.5, 82.5 to 90, 90 to 97.5. I want them in a difference of 7. So first of all, let me add the data labels at the center. Let me change the font size of this data label. So color will be white. Please mute yourself, Farid. So now here you can see we have these numbers. Now I want to change these numbers. So 75 to 82.5, I want to make it 80. So I double click on this horizontal axis. Here we have the number. Okay, I think I just clicked on some wrong thing. Just clicked on this 72.82.5. I can see as soon as I double clicked on it, it says by automatic it's creating bin width of 7.5. I'll click on bin width and I'll make it 7.5 to 5. Let's close, and now you can see 75 to 80, 80 to 85, 90 to 95.
Rahul, sorry to ask this silly question. How you got this 75 to 80? Like how you selected? Okay, I understood that. Whenever we want between the range,
That's
we
you have
need-
to think of that what you have to give into the range. You want to see it into a difference of 3, you want to see it into a difference of 5, you want to see it into a difference of 10. That you have to define, right? I just want to see it into the difference of 5, 75 to 80, 80 to 85, 85 to 90, 90 to 95, 95 to 100. So that's why I just used it. Just double clicking on it and we can change the bin width, whatever we require. If I want to change it to 3, I can change it to 3 also. You can see 93 to 96, we are not having any specific single sales. So it's depend that what we want to keep it over here. I'll just change it to 5. So that's how we can work on these kind of charts specification. Now let's move on. So these are some chart type. Now let's move on to lookups and references demo. What I have shared with you last time, it was, let me check. Yeah. So in lookups and references only, I have just used this pivot dashboard. Now I just want to make the same kind of dashboard, but in place of these numbers, I want to put a chart. I do not want to show like this. I want to put a chart. So let's go back to sheet data 2. Click anywhere, insert, and this time I'm going to click on pivot chart. The same kind of format is going to open. New worksheet, existing worksheet. I'll click on new worksheet first of all. So you can see we have a pivot table as well as pivot chart. Both are shown over here. So first I'm going to select department into the access category. And for number of, I just select name and drag it into the values. Now I can see like this, we got it. I'll just right click on it and hide the column. Okay, so it was some fluctuation into the internet. Now, so this was one of the I have created. I just right click on it. And here we have the option of hide all field buttons on chart. I'll just remove this total from the corner because this is not required to be shown. I'll remove this grid line. I can change the color if I want. It's up to us what we want to do it. So I just want to change the color as well as the format. So I just go and click colors and make this color. I'll just change the format to this one. I'll remove this line also because I'm going to keep the data above it. So I just want quick data labels outside and select these home. I'll rename it as employees count. Right. I just need to make it a little bit smaller because I have to fit 4 charts into this data. And let's keep it above this. So we have one chart prepared. Now let's get another chart. Select, insert, pivot chart. This time in existing worksheet. Location is sheet 7 over here. Okay. Now again, I'm going to select this time department and salary. I'll just select this one. I'll just go to home, format painter, and we'll click on this chart. Okay, it's not done anything, not an issue. Hide all field button, remove total, remove this. I'll select all the salary first of all and change it to rupee sign. I'll just change this format. I'll just rename this as salary distribution. I'll select this one and let's see the height and width at 6.27. I mainly had to adjust this height 6.27. So let's make this also 6.27 and width around 11. 11 is less, make it 12. So now we have two charts ready with us. Let's click on data again and insert again a pivot chart, existing worksheet. Metal status, name. Now this time I need to change the chart type because this chart is not looking good. So I just change the chart type and we'll make it a pie chart. We'll again change the color to this one and we'll make it 6 is not good. This one. Right click, hide all field buttons. Just give me a minute. So now let's select this one also and let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's rename this total to metal status. And also let's add quick layout %sign. Select this one, let's increase, make it white, increase the font size and make it bold. Height is 6.27. Now the last which we have to create is from data 2. Again, I'm going to insert one of the pivot chart on an existing sheet at sheet 7, somewhere over here, and I'll make it for counties. County and then name. So again, I just change the format of it. Design 6 7 6. Color this one. Let's remove this. I'll change the chart type also. I'll make a donut chart now. Pie or donut, anything, of course, we can just make. That's not an issue. Go to pie and here we have the donut chart. Right click, hide all field buttons. Let's quickly put the percentage. I'll just increase the size, make it bold. Did I change the color of this? I'll just rename it as county-wise employees. Okay, this is something changed. I need to change it again. Let's set this also now. 6.27. So let's adjust it into one page. So accordingly, I'm going to adjust the size of this. So now we have all the 4 chart prepared with us. Now I can click on any of one of the chart and go to insert. And here we have the option of slicer. I select the slicer on the basis of department. I'll make it again 7. Change the color to this orange. They're again and again changing the color and everything of this. So it doesn't matter. Let them change. These are actually not showing, so we have to again change the color and make it bold. Just this is creating problem. Rest all are okay. So now I just select this one and also insert a slicer. Sorry, also report the connections to all these pivot which is on sheet 7. Okay, I'll insert a timeline also quickly. So insert a timeline of DOB. For years. Let's change the color to orange. Report connection. So that's done. Let's go to view and remove the grid lines. And now we are done with this particular section. Now I don't know why this is again and again changing this. Let's go to format also. Now if I click on any of these, like this one, you will see it's changing data accordingly. If I click on clerical, finance, whatever we are selecting accordingly, we'll get the data. Right? So that's how we can work on this particular section of pivot charts. We have multiple charts, pivot charts, which we can work on. So for today, I'll just keep this much of part. In the next session, I'll show you some customized charts and we'll start moving on to this all menus. So maximum 7 to 8 sessions will be required to finish up this course because ultimately now we are just left with the menus. So one chart type, then I'll start with the insert menu. So next section, which is on Saturday, we'll finish up this charts as well as the insert menu completely because half of the thing we have already done on the insert menu. Then next week we'll cover up page layout. One day it will take to cover up page layout, formulas, and review. One session it will take to complete view, developer, and we'll start from home. One day it will take to complete data review. And 2 more sessions will be required to finish up this little bit of home and file, and 1 session will be on dashboards. So that's the thing which we have to go through till now. So next session, let me tell you the date also. Once 23, and after that 26, 28. 28th will be the last class which we are going to do if we'll go into this manner, per day manner, right? So that's what we have to complete this part. So just I'm sharing this sheet as well as the sheet which is required to be start working on the charts. Just check it out and let me know, and do all the aspects and let me know if any doubt will be there. Right. So for today, I'll keep this much apart. Now we'll meet in the next session on Saturday and we'll continue with the next part of it. Okay, then I'm ending the session. Bye bye.
Thank you.